Hello, everybody. How is it going? Welcome to this live where I'm going to be talking about the Sasquatch and a Sasquatch clan that I met. Well, this is my second time meeting them. Had some beautiful experiences with them. A bunch of us just got back from the Rebels of Disclosure conference hosted by Tyler Koala and Aaron Kuhn, which many of you probably already know. It was a fantastic conference. This is my third year going to their conference, and I think this was the best year yet. Incredibly high vibe. So Tyler's going to come on and share some of his experiences that we had during the conference also here in a minute. How's everybody doing? Let me say hello to everybody in the chat real quick who's here live. Victor was there. Hello, Michael. Lakeside Laura. Chris, what's up? So many people had crazy experiences during this conference. Hi, Victor. And I saw we had Katie in here too. Piper, what's up, Piper? Deborah. So many people were at the conference here. Yeah, it was incredible. So many people had amazing experiences. So I'll go ahead and share a little bit about, one of the experiences that I had, and then I'll bring Tyler on to share some of the other ones. So, like I said, this is the third year that we've gone to this conference. It's in Grafton, Illinois. If anybody who didn't attend the conference knows where that area is, it's a beautiful venue where Journey to Truth hosts this conference. Like, it's in nature. There's a river right by it. And even on the property, the Pure Marquette Lodge, they have signs of Bigfoot, and they have a lot of paranormal experiences there. So it's just a beautiful place. And there is a Sasquatch clan there. I met them last year. And what's funny is once you meet one clan, and they're very curious. So they will, kind of peep you out. If you set the intention to connect with them or make contact with them, they'll kind of peep you out. And once you make friends with one clan, they will kind of tell the others. And once you're in good with one, you're in good with like all of the others. It's pretty amazing. Me and Katie had an experience in Arkansas where we met an Arkansas tribe, and then just appearing in Grafton, Illinois, like they already knew, like they got the heads up that we were coming. So that's pretty cool. So they communicate. It's essentially like almost like Native American tribes, and they actually communicate with each other. They each have their own personalities, different energy, different feel. So it's really exciting getting to meet them. And there was a lot of UFO activity too. I think I'm going to go ahead and bring Tyler on now, and then we'll kind of get into some of the experiences just to get the ball rolling. Yeah, we have tons of people here. Okay, Tyler. Hello.
What up? How's it going?
It's going good, man. You guys threw such an amazing conference. Like, really, this was my favorite year, and it was such high vibe energy. So thank you.
It was, truly third time's a charm. I thought it was. I don't even know how it happens or what we're doing right or whatever. It just seems like the right people show up, and the venue itself is amazing. As anybody who's been there understands, it's just a beautiful place, and it's magical. The elementals, the Sasquatch, the Skywatch. The first night was off the charts. I mean, and it's just everything about the land. It helps, make it. It's just collectively we create something that it's nothing that we can even plan. It just kind of happens every year. We just set it up, but everyone else comes and makes it happen.
Right. Yeah, and I'm seeing so many amazing people in the chat. Can you see the chat from your end, Tyler? There's a comments button if you click that. But we've got Lowell Johnson here too. Hey, Lowell, Katie, Deborah, Amber Light. She had an amazing experience. Mark Sabas. So many amazing people. Christine. So many people, had wonderful experiences. Where do we even begin?
Start with yours. What did you
experience? So, like I said, I met these beings last year, and I had some really cool experiences with them last year. So this year, I set the intention to connect with them or whatever, but the conference started, and I actually had a weird experience one night. I think it was the second night or third night. The next day, I remember, is it Lexi Eisenhower? Is that her name? Was
Eisenhower,
speak.
yeah.
So whatever the night before that, I had some weird dreams that felt kind of like it was just like negatively oriented, and a few weird things happened. That was the only night where something like that happened. Besides that, it was super high vibe. But that kind of like threw me off a little bit. And then the next day, and I don't want to get into it, but there was a couple people that showed up that were not supposed to be there. And that kind of got that kind of got me like really anxious and weirded out, honestly. Um, but then that night, right after all the speakers, Abby Lynn, she's amazing. I've had her on my channel before. She, got a group together to go up and see the Sasquatch, to go into the woods. I was like, okay, I think that's probably what I need right now to help me ground. And I almost felt kind of bad because I was a little on edge. Like I said, that was the only time that happened throughout the entire week. Besides that, it was incredible. But I went anyway. And as we're going into the woods and setting the intention to connect with them, you were part of the group, but then we kind of split off. Whenever, like, there was a bunch of people there, but whenever me, Abby, and a few others split off and we started going up this trail and venturing on our own, the vibe just totally changed. Like, we entered into some sort of sacred space. We went kind of in the woods, and it literally felt like there was a whole, almost like a vortex around us in this little enclosing. And then we were surrounded. Like, as we were walking in, I started seeing Sasquatch up in the trees. And like, they were just kind of like peeking out, curious. And then, Abby asked if we could come on their land, which is very respectful. And of course, they said, come on in. And then we just kind of vibed for a minute. And connected with them. We could feel like waves of energy going around us. I started seeing these Sasquatch, not physically manifested, but, kind of seeing them as silhouettes, like energetically, like they're kind of phasing into the dimension. And they started doing all of this energy work on me. And I felt kind of bad because I was a little on edge before that. And they were like, don't worry, young channeler. That's what they said to me. Like, okay, young channeler, like, don't worry. Because I was worried. I was like, I'm not in a super high vibe place because of that weird stuff that happened. They're like, don't worry. And then they just started doing all of this energy work on me. And I started feeling, they kept showing me visions of the hands, and they were like working with my hands and my hand, the chakras in the hand, just like clearing that. And I don't know, it was just a very profound, beautiful experience. I was kind of focused on that for probably a good like 20 plus minutes. And we were all just kind of quiet and doing our thing and working with the Sasquatch. And they helped clear some stuff. Whatever had come in my dreams the night before had messed with my root chakra. They cleared it right up, and I had no issues after that. So that was one of the experiences. Sorry, that was probably a little bit detailed. But yeah, so that was the first one. And then I'll share another one in a minute.
I mean, that's what we're here for. We want to hear the juicy details, right? You can't just get on camera and say, yeah, I saw a Sasquatch. Okay, next topic.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I want to add real quick. So as we were going in, Abby saw a Sasquatch, an elder Sasquatch that had like a cane or a staff. And since that, I didn't see him right then and there. Like, I felt a bunch of them. There was a bunch back there in that area. But after that, I kept seeing him, and he kept connecting with me psychically. And he's even been like talking with me all day in preparation for this too. So that was pretty cool. And I got his name. His name is Kokomo. It's like Kokimo. And he was telling me that he's like the doctor of that clan, like an elder, a healing elder. A doctor is kind of the word he used. But I thought that was pretty cool.
I love that name.
Yeah.
Kokomo. Whenever we all went up, when there was a big group of us, I know they were trying to keep it a small group, and it ended up being like 20 people, and that's too much. And
Right.
I learned that at ECETI, anytime I would announce that I was going out squatching that night, a whole group of people would come out and nothing would happen.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until a large chunk of the group, decided to call a night and go to bed, and there was a small 3 or 4 of us left, that's when the magic would happen. Every
Right.
time, no matter what. I don't care how high vibe you think the group is. They just don't show up to big groups.
Mhm.
So I knew whenever Abby announced that she was going up, and they were going to try and keep it small. Well, word spreads like wildfire. Next thing you know, and I saw how many people were going, and I intuitively knew
Yeah.
at that point that I shouldn't even. I'm not even supposed to be going on this walk. I'm just like, no, I'm supposed to like set back. But I was already in the group, and we were already walking. I was like, well, we'll go see what happens. And exactly what I thought would happen happened.
Mhm.
A large group of us stayed in one portion of the trail, and then energetically the right group of people break off, and it's not like anybody's being rude or disrespectful. It just happens naturally. Next thing you know,
Yeah.
this group's over here, and it's the small group always that has the experience, right? We did have some stuff, and we're pretty sure there was something behind us, but nobody really saw anything.
Mhm.
um
Well, I saw a vision of them, like, working on your guys' crown too back there.
yeah, yeah, I mean, they were definitely behind us, I know that, but
Mhm.
it wasn't like a profound experience or anything. We could
Mhm.
just sense that they were behind us in the tree line. So it was just one of those things where, like, the only time at East City, so what I started doing when I was out there is I wouldn't tell anybody. I would literally sneak away, like go to the bathroom and then like
Mhm.
sneak away out into the woods and down into wherever the field, and not tell anyone. And I would go out there by myself.
Mhm.
And that's when things would happen. And
Mhm.
maybe like one time I had the most profound experience. There was only 2 other people there with me, and it wasn't until 3 in the morning when they showed up because they were wondering where I was. And I was like, "Yeah, come on out." I was already out there for hours, but it happens with the small groups.
Yeah.
And not saying it can't happen, because we're shifting the paradigm all the time, and who knows, they might start showing themselves to all of us at once. But
Mhm.
it always seems that they don't like to show themselves or make
Mhm.
themselves known unless it's a smaller group. But
It's
when
also more distracting for, like, us to
right.
be with so many other energies just kinda mingling. It can be distracting. So, there may be something even happening there, but we just aren't tuning into it because there's just so much going on.
Yeah, we're talking about interdimensional beings. So if your energy is not focused, it's fun, you're all together laughing, talking, but no one's really like in that meditative state to be tuned in and tapped
Mhm.
in to perceive them. And when Katie was channeling, if anybody knows Katie in the chorus, she channeled the AO again this year, one of the nights at the conference. And Anne Marie, I think it was, I think Anne's in the chat too. How's it going, Anne? I think it was Anne that asked about the Sasquatch on the land.
Mm.
And what came through was that we're there all the time. We can't understand why you don't see us. We don't understand why you can't see us. We're there. They said we're dancing around you. We're surrounding you. We're in the trees. We're on the land. We're by your side, and we don't understand why you can't see us. And we don't understand why we can't see them either. So
Mhm.
it's definitely has to do with frequencies
Yeah.
and us basically essentially tapping into our heart chakra and using the heart as a highway to traverse these dimensions and be able to perceive them. The same thing happened to me when I was in Colorado when they showed up, and with my friend Katie again, and she there was 3 of them, these forest people, right? Sasquatch,
Mhm.
whatever you want to call them.
Is this in Colorado?
Yeah, it was in Colorado, and I asked, I was like, can we uh can you do something to make yourself known?
Mhm.
And so I would love to see you. And they started laughing. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, no, I thought they were laughing at my question, but they were laughing in the sense that they said, we're not hiding. It's up to you if it's up to you if you want to see us. We're not hiding. That's what they say. So
Right.
it really has to do with like energetically who you are. And that's when you hear about these high vibe diets and all this stuff and like vibrating at a certain frequency.
Mhm.
Well, it really comes into play if you're trying to make communication like that.
Yeah.
100%, like where your frequency level is at. Now you can be at any frequency. If they want to like make themselves known, they will. But if
Mhm.
you want to be able to just perceive them existing and communicate in a way that we don't typically get to, I think it really does. You have to take it serious,
Mhm.
energetically anyway. And I'm not saying that you have to be perfect and quit eating meat and be celibate and do all these things like a robot, but it
Mhm.
doesn't hurt either. And
Yeah.
if you're consciously trying to live that high vibe lifestyle that's contagious, and they can sense that too. And you're just automatically going to shift into those frequencies where like, oh no, I can hear them. Yeah, I can see them. Did I just see one? It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that was beautiful. And the heart, that's focusing on your heart space is a good way to do that. But yeah, like I was saying, whenever I was heading up there, like I felt kind of bad. Like, should I even go on this walk? Because I was kind of bothered by, what had happened with that kind of weird stuff. And then they were totally like it's okay. Like, we have emotions too, so of course it's better to be in like a meditative state, but they were totally cool about it and they helped me out so much. And it was just incredible. And so I saw them in the trees whenever I was walking up there, and I asked Abby, I was like, do you ever see them in the trees? Because I was wondering if anybody else could see it. She was sensing them in other ways and seeing other ones. She didn't see them in the trees, but the next day she came back up to me, and her friend, I can't remember her friend's name, she said that she was seeing them in the trees too. So that was kind of a cool confirmation. They were like up in the trees.
Yeah.
And in Arkansas last year, whenever I went with Katie Rains, who is in the chat, we met the Arkansas Sasquatch clan, and they told me, they were like, it's in the trees. It's in the trees. So just being around trees, they use those as portals, and just kind of like meditating near trees or spending time in the trees. Like they can somehow interdimensionally, they can come through the trees and send energy through it too.
And they legitimately, like literally hang out in the trees too. Like I'm not like, that's part of it as well.
Okay. I didn't know that before. I was like, whoa, I'm seeing them like hanging out in the trees.
Yeah. So whenever, actually, we're going to Arkansas again, then we'll come back to a story that happened in Grafton. But when I was in Arkansas in January with Katie, the channeler again, Katie in the chorus, that's just how people know her. We were doing some grid work, and we found ourselves, in the middle of the woods, off the beaten path. There's no trail, and it was like a rainy, cold, snowy day, cold. We were crazy for being out there. And we ended up like hiking up this crazy tall mountain, like against all odds. Somehow we were like soaking wet and freezing. But then we got to the top, and it was like we shifted into this other frequency where she was being led. And we could feel the energies change, and we can tell that things have shifted. And we found this ancient structure that's not on the map. It doesn't, nobody knows where it's at unless you've just done what we've done and hiked up this crazy mountain in the middle of the woods. There's no trail leading to it. It was an ancient structure from like the Lemurian times or Atlantean times, and it would look almost insignificant as just some random boulders, but we even did see remains of one wall. And these megaliths are everywhere, but we're just told that they're part of the mountains and we just think they're natural formations. So we found this area, and it was incredible. We were all having these magical experiences up there. We could feel the energy. Once you're in those higher frequencies, you forget that it's even cold, and you forget that you're wet. It's like you literally, your senses change. Reality, you perceive reality differently. And we heard we were standing or facing one direction. We heard something land on the ground behind us, like this huge thud, and like almost and like run away essentially. And we turn around, and the tree's going like this. And Katie being able to tap in, found it was one of them. They jumped out of the tree. They were right behind. We walked right under them. They jumped out of the tree behind us. We could hear them. We could hear the footsteps. We could hear them land. We could see the tree move. And I was like, well, how were we able to perceive that so well? And because as you reach those higher frequencies, you start perceiving them. You're more at their level, but not quite. And we went to a place where she started realizing like, oh, they're in the trees. She didn't realize at first, but they were all in the trees just watching us. We couldn't see them, but she was perceiving them. And then the craziest thing happened that no one expected was that she went to go check out this one area right over here. And like, she's like, she was just being led over there. And I was hanging out with my other friend over in this area. And one of our other friends went off this other direction. And like Katie took a couple steps, and I turned around and I looked back, and she was gone. And I just thought, oh, she must have been moving quick, Long story short, we didn't know where she went. So we're just waiting for her. We're getting ready to go look for her. we're talking, and literally next thing we know, she's back. She's just like right here walking up like 10 feet away. We're like, whoa, where'd you come from? She was like, I've been right there the whole time.
Wow.
And we're like, no, you weren't right there the whole time. We've been looking for you.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, she found this tree that had this huge Y-shaped tree, and there was I guess a Sasquatch or their forest people, whatever, sitting in it, and she was communicating with it and had this beautiful experience. And she was perceiving him on a whole new level, to the point where she literally phased out of our reality. She was not visible to us, and we weren't visible to her. She was like, you guys have been here the whole time, and the only explanation was that she just like she reached that frequency, right? And magical things can happen whenever you're doing that type of work. But it happens with the right people in the small groups, and you have to, you all have to be there. No one has their cameras. No one's there trying to get footage. No one's trying to do anything but have a real legitimate communication, and just and not only just a communication, but an activation. We're all there. Like, we realized that we had a past life in this area, and like we were like soul fragments. We were retrieving soul fragments from essentially this ancient castle that existed there. And we were reconnecting to those energies and bringing in those aspects of ourselves back. So it's like this amazing work that you're doing, and they appreciate that, because it's like it's making our realm closer to their realm.
Yeah.
And they love when people are doing that.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's goals, phasing in out of this reality. Somebody said camping with Sasquatch. Oh no, wait, Chris. I super felt them at the campfire. So I wanted to also mention that they were, and Margie K picked up on this too, they were surrounding. I didn't sense it as much until like the last night, but the last night they were surrounding us, just like guarding and kind of protecting and holding that space. And I think Sherry Divban, didn't she see one run?
Yeah, so that's the story I was going to tell, because it's
okay,
actually, it was the first night, Sunday night. We just got there, and we all went up to the Skywatch, and it was by far the most active skies we've seen in 3 years yet there. It was just
and a power up. We saw a power up.
Power up. I mean, so active, it was unbelievable. It was like we were at East Eddy or Mount Shasta or something, and it was just awesome. So we decided to come back down and build a bonfire, and we were sitting down there by the bonfire, and I'm sitting next to Sherry, and she sees something. She's like, holy shit. She goes, I just saw something run between those buildings, but behind the cabins, between the trees. And she's like, I'm not kidding. Like, there was a tall, like maybe a Sasquatch. She's like, it was something gigantic. And she said, it just flew across. Yeah. And, we believe, we don't discount anyone when they have an experience, right? But it only stayed there. She was like, wow, like I think I saw something. And then we just went back to the fire, and the night went on. The next morning, Lexi Eisenhower comes and finds me, and she goes, hey, this is going to be a weird question, but what color are the Sasquatch out here? And I was like, I don't know. No one's ever actually like described the color of one, I guess. I don't really know. And she's like, okay, well, my friend who's staying in the corner cabin, she was like outside doing something, and she saw, it wasn't Barry, was it? No. She said she saw a Sasquatch, a white one, stick his head around the tree, like pop his head around the tree.
Wow.
And pull back, and then take off and run behind the cabins.
Wow.
And she like physically saw it. It wasn't like, oh, did I hear something? That she literally saw him pop his head around. She described what he looked like and everything. And I was like, what cabin? And she described the cabin she was in. And we figured out the time. This was literally only minutes before Sherry saw the thing run between the trees and behind the exact cabin where she saw it. So it was no coincidence. So Sherry saw the same thing that this other girl saw. And so they were there, and like so that was the first time we've actually had two people like physically see one. Everyone has the telepathic communication, the tree knocks, the vocalizations, you can feel them there, the surrounding, like that happens every year. This is the first time we've had two people see the same one, and physically. physically to where like it caught Sherry's eye, and this other girl saw it actually, seen its head poke around the tree, and that to me is profound. That's cool.
Yeah, that is incredible. And I think it goes to show, because I had some experiences last year with them, but not. It was more like kind of in the like in the middle of the night. I feel like this year they were very much like right in our faces, like very, very more open and showing themselves. And also probably it just felt so high vibe this year. Like our frequencies, the whole area was probably just buzzing.
Right, and Margie, she's always talking to him and tapping in
Mhm.
when she's there, and they told her that this is our event is the only event that they come out for.
That's amazing.
So if that's true, I mean, I tend to believe it because we do create a sacred space,
Yeah.
and it's something there. It's not just like Aaron and I doing like this conference. There's so many amazing, beautiful souls that show up and do energy work and grid work, and it's happening months before the event. I'm talking like there's a lot of amazing healers in this community that understand what we're trying to create, and they'll energetically like remote view, and they'll go in and be clearing the area months before we even get there, and setting up a grid to protect the place, and it's just it's like next level, and it's not just like we're going to a Hilton conference and just learning, like having like just sitting down and getting the information. It's like this amazing activating experience that happens. And Anne Marie is in the chat again. Anne Marie is one. She does a crystal grid ceremony every year. And then there's some other people. I don't know if they want me to mention their names, but they all have been doing some amazing work leading up to the event and during the event, and it really makes a difference.
Yeah, definitely. And I just wanted to say thank you, Brandy, for the super chat. And Sasquatch comes, so she's a Dakota from a tribe in South Dakota, and Sasquatch comes into our ceremonies sometimes, but I'd love to have my own experience sometime. Looking forward to this activation. That's amazing. Thank you so much. That is beautiful. That is incredible. Yeah, and anybody can have, contact with the Sasquatch, setting the intention, and then I'll be doing a channeled activation with the Sasquatch here shortly also to help you connect with them. But just setting that intention, meditating, going out in nature. They're very telepathic, very, very psychic. So even if you don't get like a physical, like a knock or, a branch cracking or something like that, you can get telepathic contact with them fairly easily.
Right. It's just it's amazing to me. I just think it's such a cool place, and it's not just us, because the place has like, do you have those pictures that you were going to show?
Which pictures?
The ones you asked me to send you today for tonight?
I don't have them. Like, actually, I do. I can show. Yeah.
I mean, I can share them too if you don't have them ready, but
I might not have it ready. Let me see, where is it?
That was a major fail, Lily.
Well, I wasn't going to show them. Well, I'll go ahead and show them, but I wasn't planning on showing them on the live, but we can do that for event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we can do that real quick because I got them up here. Yeah, I just have the two.
Yeah, just the two. Well, I sent you 3 actually in that text. So that's a sign when you drive up. They have that sign. So it's already like, it's a thing there anyway.
It's not letting me scroll in, but yeah. It says, "Be like Bigfoot, leave no trace, don't litter."
And then, yeah.
I didn't even notice that one. I didn't see that one. It's kind of hidden.
It was, well, I think that's kind of which is telling, because it was literally when you drive in the main entrance, you know how you turn right to go to the parking lot? It's just in the tree straight, like you drive and you're staring right at it, but it's kind of hidden behind the sign a little bit.
Right.
And it's right there, but it's amazing to me. It's very telling in the sense that if we're driving past that sign all day and 50+% of the people didn't see it there for a week, I mean, how many times are you walking past actual Bigfoot and not seeing it? If you don't even perceive the sign, it's just, we're so hyper focused and laser focused on what's in front of us, and we're not even tapping into literally what's standing on the side of the road. In this case, an actual 3D tangible object that's right there in front of everyone's face, and people like you and a number of people didn't see it the whole time. They're like, "What? I didn't see it this year." I'm like, it's right there, and it's amazing to me. So yeah, Laura, what sign?
Yeah, I didn't see it either. So Katie brought up she had a semi Kundalini awakening with them this year. It was pretty incredible. They were sending energy through my crown chakra. So on the last night, and this was the night where I like really sensed them all around the campfire. And then as a lot of people went to bed, of course, we were one of like the last people up. Margie K was still up, Katie and a few others of us. But then they started kind of like coming in. Oh, but before that, I went to go grab something from the car behind the cabin. And whenever I went back there, away from the campfire, away from everybody else, as I was going behind my cabin, I like feel something like calling me, and I look over and I see like the silhouette of one like waving at me, and they were basically like, like sit down, chill for a second. And so I just sat down behind the cabin and just sat down and chilled for a second. And I actually kind of had the most crazy experience, one of the craziest experiences I've had with them, where I could see them with my eyes open coming up to me and walking, like they were walking around me, but this was the closest that I've ever seen them. They were like, like right in front of me, and they were doing some energy work on me and stuff. And then so I sat with them for about 10 minutes. And then whenever I went back up to the fire, I told Katie and a few others. So we went back there and kind of had a little session with them. There's probably about 8 of us. And Katie started having, I saw a vision of, or with my eyes open, actually, I saw them sending energy in through the crown and everybody just lighting up. And Katie started having like a Kundalini awakening. And she's like, hold on, I got to stop this. We're in public, we're around people.
That's hilarious. I mean, it's incredible too, though, the fact that the energies were that potent,
Yeah, it was funny. Super funny. Did anybody have any questions while we got me and Tyler here on this topic? Did you have anything else you wanted to share? Phil from the chat, also, he saw a glowing green UFO.
Oh, yeah, I did have something I wanted to share.
Go ahead.
So a couple people had their cabin doors being messed with. Barry and his roommate Sal, they had literally watched a handle on their door like move and the door like fly open. That's only secondhand story. He'll tell it better than I can, but they definitely were. And then they retested it to see if it could have happened, and it couldn't. But they watched something open their door, and I didn't see it, but both Craig and Ben, my 2 roommates that were staying in my cabin, they each individually saw our cabin door do the same thing. It would fly open, but then stop before it hit the wall, as if something like was holding on to it.
Interesting.
And it was nothing negative. None of them got a negative feeling. Everyone innately just felt Sasquatch. Like they like to play around, and they do that type of stuff. So
yeah.
Dina said my cabin was next to Margie's, and I had pounding on my walls in the bedroom at nighttime. I think that pounding might have been somebody else having some fun next to you, Dina.
They do like to do that, though. They'll like wake you up in the middle of the night doing like maybe making weird noises or knocks or something. But didn't somebody catch the door doing that on camera or no?
I don't know about that, but Lowell Johnson said, I don't know about anyone else, but listening to Tyler and Lily's energy, it's like the conference hasn't ended. Thank you, Lowell.
I'm still like buzzing.
Right. We're still riding those frequencies. Yeah.
The conference didn't even end on what day was that? Friday, because Victor and Katie stayed the night. Then we went and hung out with you. And
we went to the Cahokia Mounds and the cave and the mounds. Then the next day we ended up going to that other mound, which was incredible, which we can talk about. But it was, when I woke up on the last day of the conference, or maybe the day Friday morning, something was different. I felt like fundamentally something shifted within me, and I still can't put my finger on it, but I don't know if it's some sort of upgrade or activation or whatever the hell it was. I just woke up with the knowing that something had changed within me in a good way. And I've really been tested these past couple of days to like step into my power even more. And it's just really interesting the way things are kind of unfolding in my life right now. And I'm being tested, and it's like, okay, like, you ready for this next chapter? Because it's going to get intense,
Oh goodness.
and you got to be like, you have to know who you are more than ever right now if we're going to like move forward and be doing this work. So I think that's kind of what that message was.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. Yeah, the Sasquatch today, we're really emphasizing like the solar plexus, like stepping into your power too. And even people who did not attend the conference, they are feeling a shift over the past few days. And I was like, it was the conference because we
It was
did so much energy work and grid
right.
work while we were there. Then we went to Kokia Mounds. There was like, I don't know how many of us were on top of the biggest mound that has a base larger than the Great Pyramid, meditating, doing grid work from there with like 50 of us plus. And I saw like a pyramid, like a golden, actually like a golden sphere at one point, and then a pyramid too. They keep showing me a sphere. It's like time is in a sphere.
Yeah, a time bubble, a
Yeah,
pocket reality, a portal, whatever. Whatever. It's something, right?
yeah. I'll have to like dig into that a little bit more because they just showed me that.
What's really interesting is, Craig, our friend Craig Walker from the UK, he
Mhm,
was telling me a story about this past life reading he had where I forgot where, I don't remember the name of it, some place over in the UK, some island that has pyramids and stuff. And he had a past life there.
mhm,
And they showed him as a priest, like the priest cast, and he would go on top of the pyramid, and like a craft would land on top, and he would have communication with them. And he was telling me this whole thing. And he's like, I really think the reason the tops of these were flat is because there were ships landing on them. And he's like, and he told me this whole past life. He goes, I don't know. I'm just sharing what came through the session. I don't actually remember it, but that's
mhm,
what came through. And I said, well, when Margie remote viewed the Cahokia Mounds, Monk's Mound in the documentary, she literally said the same thing. She said the priest cast, she said she would see UFO land on top of the mound, and the priest would go up, and like they would be the ones that the message would be relayed to for them to deliver the information to the people, right?
mhm,
She described the exact same scenario in the end of that documentary. He's like, I watched it. I didn't even remember that part. I was like, go watch it again. She says it.
mhm,
And maybe you just didn't hear it because you weren't ready or something, but
mhm.
he described the same thing. So that's like, you could say it's validation, like that maybe that's exactly
Yeah.
what was happening.
Yeah, I think so. And Lisa DiMartino brings up a good point. There were a shit ton of X flares
Oh
during.
my God. Yeah. Great point. During my presentation was the biggest one we've had in 11 years, and we had a thunder strike to go with it that rumbled the whole place.
Oh my gosh. So
Um,
the energy was intense.
it was like I didn't sleep well actually because of it, but I've
Mhm.
been catching up the past couple of nights. I've been out,
Yeah.
but whatever was happening with the work we were doing and those crazy ass X flares,
Mhm.
I think things were and are fundamentally shifting on the planet. And then just a sign of the shift. Who saw Terrence Howard on um,
Terrence
Joe Rogan
Howard.
podcast?
I haven't yet.
So literally talk about a matrix breaking podcast. It should be an episode of Journey to Truth, and it was on Joe Rogan talking about like if anybody saw Mason Fury's talk on the colors and the light and the elements and the
Mhm.
music and sound and all this stuff. It was like that on steroids, but it was literally he was talking about our physics being wrong, the
Mhm.
periodic table being wrong. We should be using this. He's talking about the history being, I mean, everything, but he was bringing the sauce and backing it
Mhm.
up. And
Mhm.
I'm just like, something shifted. The fact that we're at this place, we're at this level, this place in the game, whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
and this information is hitting the collective consciousness now. It's something shifted. Like something's being untied, and like this information is coming out now, and nothing's stopping it.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. That is amazing. Yeah, I've heard good things. A lot of people are saying in the chat, um, great things. Yeah, he's bringing in. Hey, Erica.
Yeah,
Um,
Erica was there. What's up, Erica? She's walking around in her Egyptian gowns the whole time, just anchoring that Egypt energy everywhere. I love it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about the Mounds. The Mounds was fantastic. She was getting so many visions. Dana was at the Mounds. Yeah, the Mounds are incredible. And last year I had a really profound experience at the Mounds afterwards. Well, Woodhinge, whenever we broke off into, it was like me, Tony, Katie, and like 5 other people, I think. We went to Woodhinge and did a meditation there with the singing bowls. And that was everybody was just like, whoa. And I saw visions of Kokia Mounds connecting with all the way to the ancient Egypt, to the pyramids in Egypt, and everything was like lighting up, and it was like activating the pyramids and activating, upgrading the ley lines and all of that, all the way from Kokia. So it's just it's cool. We're not just affecting this one area; like it's spreading throughout the whole planet.
I wonder if I can. I'm gonna try and send this video to my computer so I could share my screen and show that mound we were at the other day, in the sculpture park, and I can tell a little background on it, because it's hiding in plain sight type of thing, and it's extremely potently energetic.
That was a great experience too. Craig had a great picture of it. He posted a really good picture.
Yeah, the one he's standing in front of it.
Yeah, you can see it really good.
Yeah, but I walked up on and took a little 360 video. So I can share my screen. Present.
I think you should be able to.
Share screen. Okay. Entire screen.
I know you got to press like 5 buttons to get it done.
All right. Sorry, everyone gets to see my.
No, it's not up
desktop.
yet. Okay, now it's up.
Okay. So let me just preface this. So this is it's Laumier Sculpture Park. It's about 10 to 15 minutes from my house, depending on how fast you drive. And I've been going here my whole life, and it's a sculpture park in the sense that they let artists come and they give them a space to create a sculpture, or it doesn't matter what it is. It can be a brick structure, a pyramid, and like a gigantic eyeball, just weird abstract art. And then there's trails that go through the woods, and throughout the woods there'll be one of the artist's sculptures, and it's just really kind of weird, almost eerie in a way. Like there's some stuff that's like something more is going on here. That place isn't actually what it seems. But then you go to like the end of the trail, in one of the trails in the woods, in the middle of the woods, and you come across this, and the rest of the park is sold to you as sculptures done by artists until you read this sign. And the sign says, was this an ancient fortification or a natural formation? So this is something that was here before the park was developed, that somebody put stairs on, so you can get up it. That the stairs are modern, the steps are modern, but we're talking about an ancient mound, potentially Native American mound, but it's in the shape of like a U shape, almost like a circle. And I'll play this video. And in the center of it, it was crazy energetically. It's like a vortex, like Katie was envisioning, like getting visions of it being like a womb. And on the sign, it says it's womb-like center. It even says it on the sign. Yeah. And it was such a strong energy. Like my dad went in there with dowsing rods, and they would cross right in the middle. And I'll play this video.
And I was called to like put a crystal right in the center. And then whenever he did the dowsing rods, like that's, I don't know. Yeah, it was cool.
Right. They crossed right where you were guided to put the crystal. So it's just amazing. Like it might not look significant, but where we're all standing in the middle there, that's Lily and a bunch of us, my dad, that is the spot where it was just a vortex of energy. It was incredible. So these trails, you're just walking through, and these trails all lead to this mound in the corner of this park. And if you don't read the sign, you're going to think it's a man-made art sculpture like everything else in the park, but it's actually not. They admit on the sign that they don't know if it's an ancient fortification or if it's a natural formation. Somebody just put the stairs on it. So, and I've been to a lot of mound sites and a lot of ancient sites, and this one's still connected. This one's still plugged in. And I feel like this is the second time I've been there in the past month, and this time was even stronger energy than the last time. And I feel like it's a great place to come set an intention and do meditations and who knows what else. I mean, it would be amazing to see what happens there at night.
Yeah. Yeah. While we were just kind of like chilling there and like we all like took our shoes off, we were, grounding, connecting to the earth with our bare feet. And after we were there for a bit, I saw like golden energy, coming up, being amplified, our energy being amplified. And I did see a ship come over, and it's like we were making some noise. We were drawing attention, good attention,
Yeah.
being in the center of that.
Yeah, it was, and it's just right down the road in the middle of the woods, right off the, all the main roads and highways all like are surrounding this thing. And they don't, this isn't ever taught. We're not taught about this in any of our history books in any schools. You just think this is a sculpture park and that's it. And
Mhm.
unless you're actually going and hiking these trails, you're not going to even discover it, because you go to this park, it's massive and there's trails everywhere.
Mm.
And
It's
unless you
very
really have,
hidden.
yeah, unless you have the eyes to see, you're just going to walk by it and past it and around it like everyone else does, and then leave without even reading the sign that
Mhm.
that tells you, oh, this is actually something way more significant than uh, we realize.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I had no idea that that was back there, and it's like so close. It's like in our backyards. Katie was also having visions of women like birthing babies in the middle of
Yeah,
that structure.
yeah, it's like a birthing center. Yeah,
Mhm. Marina says my third eye's tingling while looking at it. I'm sure there's tons of high vibe sites near central Montana. I just do not know of any specifically. Um, And Jacqueline asked, "Do you have an opinion of a good offering to leave out for Sasquatch, or maybe just to say hi energetically? Maybe like a crystal would be a good idea, like an apple or fruit or something like that. You can kind of make a little design for them, like with some sticks or rocks, or just kind of a kind gesture. What are your
yeah,
thoughts?"
yeah, yeah, anything like that, especially something homemade. They love
Yeah.
that. Just make it out of natural elements, or you could just throw a candy bar out there because they love them too.
Do they?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not joking. I've watched a number of videos where like the candy bars always go missing, and like it was Survivor Man. If anybody watched the Les Stroud Survivor Man Bigfoot series, which is one of the best things I've ever seen on Sasquatch,
Hmm.
um, when he goes out there and he has some experiences on one of his infrared cameras, he leaves the candy bars out, right?
Hmm.
And you can literally see like something like crawling along the ground, like it knows the camera's there. You can only see the top half of it, and a hand comes up in the frame and it grabs the candy bar and pulls it down under, and then goes and then like crawls out of frame. Like it knew exactly where the camera was facing, but it like wanted the chocolate so bad that it was gonna risk it, and it came and
Wow.
got the candy bar. But that show is, I recommend it to everyone. It came out years ago, but yeah,
That's
I would say candy bars, I mean, sweets, this stuff, I mean, anything. Especially you gotta remember these are the juveniles and the kids and stuff,
mm.
and I'm sure we're like, "Yeah, we don't wanna poison them," but, uh, they like tasty treats too.
Mhm. They can also be very, very playful, and, so just kinda, like, having fun. They can be very curious, so they may just observe you for a little bit first before they, like, make their presence known. Any thoughts on how to show appreciation for them? That's a good question, and Phil Flask, who's probably in the chat, he said something very, very nice whenever we all got together and we were gonna do a meditation. Because sometimes I'm all about, like, "Yes, activate, let's go, upgrades, let's see what crazy cool stuff we can see." And then whenever we sat down to meditate, which they were already working on my chakras anyway, but he was just very grounded, and he's like, all right," just talking to the Sasquatch, calling out to them and saying, "We are just here to connect with you and show our appreciation, and we just want to sit here with you." And it was just so sweet, like simple but so sweet. Like he wasn't like wanting anything from them. He was just saying, "We're here and we would like to connect and show appreciation." And just the intention or voicing that out loud
But
uh,
yeah,
is powerful.
that's beautiful, I mean, and that's all you should be doing,
Yeah, yeah,
like, you don't go in with any wants or demands or
yeah, yeah.
requests or anything, and another thing to do is what we always forget to do, and I learned this the hard way at ESETI, is don't just go tromping around their land without permission. It's like somebody coming in your front door without permission is very disrespectful. So you go to the area, you can feel where they are, when it's a little squatchy sometimes. And it's like if you have a sense that, this is their territory, ask
Mhm.
for permission to enter, and
Mhm.
ask for and thank them for allowing you to be on their land. And always do it with gratitude, and always ask permission. And when you ask for permission at ESETI, the whole protocol is like, ask for permission and wait, and see if there's a sign. Sometimes you'll see an orb. Sometimes a craft will come by, like, that's just, you can't ignore it. It's just a big power up. Sometimes something will be thrown, or you'll get some sort of indicator that yes, it's okay, like you have permission.
Mhm.
And if you don't like get anything, sometimes you can, I guess you can still move forward, but it's
Mhm.
better to uh, get that sign, that
Yeah.
welcoming sign, and say, yeah, it's okay. And
Yeah.
this way you're not disrespecting anything, and
Mhm.
they see that you're respectful, and that means everything to them. They're just like us. That's the thing. They're not ignorant, primitive Neanderthals.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was just a really great reminder. Mark Sabbath says Phil is my spirit animal.
Mhm.
Yeah, Phil's great. Love Phil. Somebody was asking about the ley lines, like back to the mounds thing real quick. Like, are all of these mounds on the ley lines? Like, do you think even that one that was in that random one in that park was? And
Yeah.
while you answer that, I'm going to go grab another drink real quick. Good with that?
Okay. Yeah. So I think that's why the dowsing rods crossed in that area, because there is an energetic intersection there, a ley line intersection. Now, that doesn't mean that every single mound site is on a major intersection, but there's something going on there energetically. There's a portal or vortex energy, and they don't just randomly choose these mound sites to build their structures. They're drawn to these areas because of the energy signature, because of the ley line. So there's no question in my mind that you could probably, if the site, especially if it's still plugged in, or you feel the energy there, that there's some sort of intersection. You said you're surprised no one mentioned the star forts. Yeah, star forts, that's a whole other ball game, but it's very similar. They do the same thing. I think they were ancient aqueduct systems, and there's a whole theory to unpack with the star forts, but they, in my opinion, they have everything to do with water. The component of water is essential for star forts. It's not like the mounds. They need the water. They utilize the water. They some maybe create free energy. They seem to be ancient aqueduct systems, which would be essentially a perpetual motion device that creates free energy. And all you need to create free energy is a flowing water. And that's why they have the water wheels and stuff. Any perpetual motion device, it just needs to create more energy than it takes to power it, and then you have free energy. So I think they had those all over the world, and that was part of the free energy structure.
Awesome.
You don't even
Beautiful.
know what I just said.
I could kind of hear you while I was in there, parts of it. And I can't find it, but somebody else asked if there was Sasquatch in California. There definitely is, and there's
Oh
some
yeah,
in Mount Shasta area too.
I would say every state. I
Mhm.
mean, maybe not the deserts, but I feel like you can still connect with them wherever you are,
Mhm.
telepathically. It's
Right.
all scalar energy, quantum entanglement. It's instant communication across the galaxy. It can happen.
Mhm.
That's why remote healing works, remote viewing works. That's why you can have a QHHT session on a Zoom call with somebody. It's no different than communicating with one of these beings from across the planet. It
Mhm.
works.
Mhm.
It's all simultaneous. Yeah.
Right. And like the Arkansas Sasquatch, since me and Kitty went to Arkansas and we connected with that tribe or that clan all week, we still see them and connect with them and psychically and energetically. And whenever we do the activation, which we'll start here in a minute, you can ask, you can ask them to, connect with you and kind of build a relationship with you and just see what happens. Um, so yeah, you don't have to like physically be in that location. You can connect with them. We're all connected through consciousness. It doesn't matter the distance. And I also wanted to say, do you think you are going to do next year's conference in Grafton, or are you not sure?
No, it's going to be in Grafton. One more
Okay.
year in Grafton for sure, and I might be actually relocating to Florida. which if that happens, I might keep it local to where I am. We'll see. I don't even like to plan that far in advance. I just like the energy to take us where, when the opportunity shows up, then do it.
Mhm.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
just works.
because I was gonna say, like you said, I just really love that Sasquatch clan in Grafton. So I would really love to be with them for one more year. So that's fantastic that you're for sure having it there next year. What was it, Brad mentioning maybe doing Joshua Tree, but that's like desert. So we'd probably get a lot of UFO activity. I don't know about Sasquatch activity there.
Right. I mean, that's part of the magic of the Pure Marquette. It's like an enchanted forest, I feel like. Once you're in there and this the way the paths go through the trees and the energy there, it's magical. You
Mhm.
don't get that bonfire setting in the skywash, and that's why it doesn't make sense to me when these people like leave and go party somewhere else at night at the I'm like, what do you like? This is the party. Where are you going? Like,
Right.
I understand they want to do their own thing, but to me, it's like that's why I'm here. I want to be on this land all night long and experience whatever happens, and it's just amazing. But it's just such a beautiful thing that I don't think can be recreated anywhere. Like we can go do our own thing somewhere else and it'll be exactly what it's supposed to be. But
Mhm.
it's really magical there.
Yeah, I love that place. So hopefully everybody comes next year if you did not make it this year. Honestly, favorite conference, favorite event ever. The people, they're just family. The vibe's great. The local Sasquatch clan is great. And they really love us. Like
Yeah.
they were just showing up so much this year. And I feel like we get to know them better and they get to know us better each and every year. And then we're meeting each other, soul family. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
It's a
guys.
great. Hey, Deborah, how's it going? We're
Somebody. Sorry, go ahead.
trying to get Deborah. She's going to come out of her shell and share her story on the podcast. We think we're trying to
Oh,
get that set up. So I'm excited.
that would be amazing. Somebody else just asked if they could get a replay for the conference, Tyler.
Yeah, the same website, rebelsofdisclosure.com. You can go buy the replay for $88 and the whole conference is on there. And it really turned out awesome. Shout out to our audio engineer, sound guy, producer, whatever you want to call him. He is like amazing. And the final product is just, seamless and it's amazing. It's really good.
Beautiful. Awesome. So do you want to say anything else before we hop off, Tyler? Or before you hop off, I'm going to do a guided activation with the Sasquatch after this.
No, I just want to thank, and there's a lot of people here that were at the
Yeah.
conference, and I just want to thank everybody who was there for even making it what it was. I mean, it was seriously a blast, and we can't do it without you, and I really appreciate each and every one of you guys who were there, and are here, and we just can't extend our gratitude enough. So, thank you, and I think that's it.
All right. Yeah, you guys did a great job. Everybody was amazing. Welcome
We
to the
love
family.
Chris, the producer. Yeah, there's a inside joke. I just call him the sound guy. He's like, I'm more than a sound guy. And Victor, by the way, Victor created the amazing brochure, the pamphlet, the schedule that everyone got. That was all Victor. And thank you for that. He just did that on his own. I think you put me in contact with him and he's like, hey, I made this for you. I'm like, what? This is incredible. Like, seriously? And he just donated it, and we're very grateful for that, Victor. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was amazing. Victor's great.
Oh, and he created the animated logo that everyone saw that was just sitting there on the weight screen. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool. He's really good. He also made my intro, like the starseed graphic,
cool.
moving graphic. Yeah, he actually made this background too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Victor's
Awesome.
great.
Awesome. Dang, Victor, are you for hire?
Yeah, I'm
Get
sure.
yourself out there.
Yeah, he helped me merge some of the artistic depictions in my book because I made, kind of like the sky and settings, and then I'd make Star Family, and he helped me put those together too. So
Yeah, I still have to get that book from you, by the way.
Yeah, this weekend maybe.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Tyler. It was so great speaking with you. And I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop off. You guys have an amazing activation. I'll probably still be here, but I'll just be in the chat. So see you guys later. Love you all and have a good night. And oh, there's Hopewell.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hopewell Farms.
Yep. All right. See you guys later.
See ya. Okay, awesome. Now it's just me. Okay. Also, Hopewell Farms, I almost forgot to mention that in the beginning too. While we're here, I do have a discount code for Hopewell Farms CBD. They were at the conference. I believe it's 10% off right now. So if you're interested in CBD, there's a discount code. It's at the very bottom of the description. And also my new book Contact is out. It's available on Amazon. There's a link for that in the video description. And also Patreon. I just started a Patreon channel. We're doing live Q&As and group coaching calls, meetings, monthly meetings on Zoom, tier 2, and then tier 3, we're doing a bi-weekly, every other Sunday intimate group meetup on Zoom where we'll be doing meditations and activations together, plus other bonus content. So if you are interested in that, the first Q&A is actually this Wednesday night, and then the first bi-weekly meeting is Sunday. So if you're interested in that, check that out. There's a link in the description. I also want to show you real quick a painting that I got at the conference, and then we'll start the activation. This is from Joanna Vogel. She's on Facebook. She painted this. Absolutely incredible. Let's see the best place to hold it here. It is beautiful. She was selling these, and she also has prints available. Very, very powerful. Hopefully you guys get a good look at it. But I absolutely love this. Katie got one too. So I just wanted to show that off and share that. There's a lot of encoded frequencies in this painting. Okay. All right. Are you guys ready to connect with Sasquatch? We'll go ahead and start the activation. Yeah, she has prints available of that too. There she is, Joanna. You are such an amazing artist. Like, you blew me away. You are incredible. Absolutely incredible. So she's on Facebook. If any of you guys would like to check out, I think she has some of her art posted on there. Beautiful. Okay, guys, are you ready to connect with the Sasquatch? I've got another live interview on, I think it's 60, Paranormal 60 or Paranormal 90 here in the next hour. That's going to be live. So if you have not done any of my activations before, essentially all you got to do is sit there, relax, and just listen. I'm going to be playing my Crystal Alchemy singing bowl. So you'll just listen to the sound of my voice and the bowl. And it'll probably be about a 15-minute or so activation. The Sasquatch, the Grafton Sasquatch clan, agreed to connect and assist with this activation. I've been in telepathic contact all day with the doctor, the shaman, the elder, Kokomo, in preparation for this. I asked if they had any messages. They were really focusing on the heart and the solar plexus was kind of the biggest ones, and the earth, doing grid work, because there is a lot of, corrupt energy on the earth that we are helping to clear out and to help raise the frequency of the planet. So, and also you can, like we were talking about, you can connect with the Sasquatch too. They would love to work with us. If you set the intention and really put your energy in it with a pure heart and pure intention, they are willing to work with us and assist us. In that first night, whenever I went out into the woods and met them, I don't know if you guys can hear my cat like meowing in the background. I didn't ask them for help whenever I was having those kind of the issues. And they just automatically started assisting me. I think because they knew that my intentions were good, and they feel you. They feel your energy. They feel your intentions. They feel your heart. And they offered to help me. They just started doing it. And I slept like a baby that night. The 3 nights before that, I was having a very hard time sleeping. And after that, like I was golden. So anybody can connect with them. And so we'll go ahead and start the activation. Hi, Kylo. Yeah, hopefully he's quiet. Always get good visuals with Lily's activations. So if you want, you can grab crystals. That might be a good idea. You don't have to. And you may see something or perceive them in some way during this. So we'll go ahead. Yeah, Kylo's trying to get in here and help with the activation. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. So you'll either want to sit up or lie down. And here we go. So they wanted to do a little bit of clearing with us, just harmonizing, balancing, and then a little bit of grid work. To help connect with the land. Okay, so go ahead and begin by taking a deep breath in, a few deep breaths in. And as you breathe in, breathe light into your body. Breathing in light, going down your shoulders, your arms, the tips of your fingers, light. Breathing light into your heart. Your heart chakra begins to expand as it fills with light. Exhaling any tension or strain or stress. I'm already seeing the Sasquatch. Light continuing down your torso, your thighs. Just deeply relaxing and grounding you, raising your frequency. Breathing in, and light continues down your calves to the tips of your toes. And now we will go ahead and create sacred space around each and every one of us, calling in Archangel Michael, Warrior Protector Angel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel and Uriel, the archangels of north, east, south, and west, bringing light into the room or wherever you are, clearing any old energies out of the room, creating sacred space around you in every direction. Holding each side of your energetic field, and now we call upon Archangel Metatron of the above space, who brings down the golden Christ consciousness grid, bringing this golden grid of light down into your crown. Your crown chakra begins to fill with light and opens. Through your third eye fills with light and opens. Into your throat chakra fills with light and opens. And then anchoring the golden Christ grid within your heart. Now we call upon Archangel Sandalphon of the below space, who brings up the 5D crystalline grid of the earth, a platinum light up through the earth, into the chakras below your feet, within your feet, and up to your root chakra, fills with light and opens. Your sacral chakra fills with light and opens. Your solar plexus fills with light and opens, and then anchors within the heart. Now you are divinely held and protected in every direction. And now see yourself in a forest, connecting specifically with the Sasquatch clan in Grafton, Illinois, the Illinois Sasquatch clan. Other Sasquatch clans can come too, of course, other Sasquatch guides, but working specifically with the Illinois Sasquatch. See each and every one of us cross-legged sitting down in this forest. And these Sasquatch elders appear, shamans, healers. Just take a moment to connect with them, feel their energy, the energy of the forest, of nature, of the land, connecting with the land in this beautiful forest. Showing gratitude to the Sasquatch for offering to assist us with this activation, with this meditation, and for inviting us to connect with them on their sacred land. Now put your hand on the earth, your hands on the earth, connecting with the energy from the earth and also sending your light, helping to anchor your light the Sasquatch elders, healers, other members of the Sasquatch clan begin walking around, putting their hands over our crown chakras, assisting us with energy work, with clearing, with opening our upper chakras, while the earth also helps to ground us. You may feel a tingling sensation or just waves of energy. You may see colors or light. Just honor whatever you are experiencing or sensing as they assist working on you and assist us in working with the earth, helping to clear and balance and harmonize our inner channel. We also have some Native American guides, shamans here with us. As part of this sacred ceremony, connecting with each other, the land. And some of us crystals, which we put in the earth, creating a grid of light. With these crystals, with our intention, with our energy, with our light. Connecting to the 5D crystalline grid of the earth. Bringing this grid up. Healing, clearing, activating the land. Now with our intentions collectively. See a golden grid of light expanding across the state, our country, wherever you are, across the entire planet. Golden light and energy, healing, clearing, activating the land, protecting, raising the frequency and consciousness of the planet. Connecting to all of the crystals in the earth. Our earth star chakras are also opening, deeply anchored and connected to the earth, to the 5D earth. Nice and balanced. They say we are the way showers. What we are doing here is incredibly important and will pave the way. A Sasquatch elder steps forward and puts his hand over your chakras above your head, your crown chakra, your soul star chakra, and then puts his hand on your third eye. You feel a pulse of energy and light go through your third eye, your body, your energetic field. If there is anything else that the Sasquatch would like to work with you on, show you, or tell you, if they have any messages, we ask that they do so now and honor whatever comes up. They are also motioning towards our solar plexus, sending energy, breathing light into the solar plexus. Take a deep breath, and as you breathe in, breathe light into your solar plexus. See it filling with light like a sun and growing, expanding, helping and allowing, aiding you to step into your true power, your true potential. That is what we are here for. To remember, step into our power as sovereign beings. Feel your solar plexus expanding, unlocking, clearing, balancing. And with it, you feel more confident, stronger willed, courageous, powerful, trusting in your path, your gifts. They say this is beautiful, what we are doing here today, and they are handing us a gift, a token of gratitude, a blessing. And let's go ahead and give them a gift as well. It can be a flower, a crystal, fruit, candy. Just visualize whatever gift you would like to give them as a token of your gratitude. Now we give them hugs, sending them love, gratitude, and they are reminding that you can connect with them at any time. If you would like to build a relationship with them, they are open to that. They can help teach, guide. We must work together. They are saying, children of earth, sending love and gratitude. But they are always here with us. And whenever you are ready, we send one more burst of love and light into the earth, into the forest, with each other, feeling the love and light filling your heart, feeling harmonious, balanced. And when you are ready, you may begin coming back to the present moment, back to your body. And you may want to wiggle your fingers or toes to help you come back. And then let me know in the comments how your experience was. They're clapping their hands right now, giving us an applause. A whole bunch of them, like many. There are many. Beautiful. Okay, then let me know what your experience was, what you felt, if you saw anything, if you got any messages, how you felt. Ooh. So they were showing me, what to say and what to do and what was happening on an interdimensional, multidimensional level. And it got a little emotional there for a second. I could really feel their love, especially whenever they gave us a gift first, which I thought was really sweet. I always tear up during your meditations. Not sure why. Love you guys. I felt a lot of energy in my crown, third eye, and solar plexus. Yep, those are the three. They have a very fuzzy energy. That's the best I can describe it. And I have goosebumps all over. Yeah, sometimes I kind of see them as, it looks kind of fuzzy, like silhouettes. Amazing. A sweet red apple. Whole body's buzzing and solar plexus feels healed. Nice. North Carolina. There's that North Carolina again. Beautiful. Not sure why, but I got a vision of them handing me an apple. Saw lots of them. That's amazing. See, they were giving us gifts too. Sylvia, lots of burning and tingling. That's awesome. So I feel so emotional right now. So much love. And I do too. Mark, I sense them for sure. Third eye. And Colt, that's funny. Third eye was tingling. Yeah, I saw them like going up to us and like, you know, putting their hands up there. Swelling in my heart. Beautiful. So who here like wants to, you know, develop and maintain a relationship with them? Like they are down. If you have pure intentions, you know, you can just talk to them and ask, you can ask for a sign or, you know, spend time in nature or however you want to do it, or do meditations like this. I don't think there's really any Sasquatch meditations available on YouTube besides mine. So this is one, and then I have another one that you can do where we connected with the Arkansas Sasquatch. So if you want to try that, just go to like search in YouTube, Lily Nova, connect with Sasquatch, and you'll find it. Beautiful. Third eye was pulsating whenever they touched it. Grateful. Grateful, harmonious bridge you are for us. Thank you. Beautiful. Awesome, guys. Yeah, that was really beautiful. I really enjoyed bonding so much with these Grafton, Illinois Sasquatch clan during the Rebels of Disclosure conference. It was an amazing time. Before we stop, oh yeah, I've got another interview here in about a half an hour. So again, there's a CBD discount, 10% off Hopewell Farms CBD in the description. I'm also my book Contact, best-selling book Contact, is also available on Amazon. There's a link for it in the description. And if you got it and enjoy it, please write a review. That is the best and easiest way to help me. It will help boost it and allow other people to see it. So if you got it, please write a review. It would mean a lot. And then also Patreon. Our first Q&A is Wednesday night, and our first bi-weekly meeting for Tier 3 is on Sunday. And if you're part of Tier 3, you get Tier 1, 2, and 3. You get all of it. So if you'd like to join Patreon, this would be the perfect time to do it. And there's links for all that in the description. Ah, beautiful. Nice. Well, I'm glad you're here. Bye, everybody. I will see you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And if you do want to check out the live interview, it's on 60 Minutes Paranormal, I think, or 60. I think that's what it is on YouTube. All right. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Love you.